And then look at the like just flowing through the level, right? And anticipating the sound cues and knowing where they're coming from, and the one-on-one battles and everything.
Yeah, well, people who've never played these things, they really are never going to understand how much like thinking is going on simultaneously and movement of your hands and fingers. Like, it's incredibly intoxicating.
It is.
It's not like people think of it as like, oh, you're playing games. Like, what are you doing? Pretending some fucking shit's going on. Whoa, we'll go kill the werewolves. No, it's you're online in real time with someone, you know, they could be fucking anywhere, and with the technology that we have today, and you're playing this incredibly quick game, and all your sensors are firing, and everyone's on Mountain Dew. So now I bet they're all on Adderall, right? I bet these kids are Adderall the fuck up.
They're 5-hour energy drinks times 3.
So Halo 3 for me was just like a new game. It was real sick, and yeah, I just loved it from the start.
It's the only game that I've really played on Xbox that had like a good online ranking system in Halo 2 and Halo 3. Or fairly good anyway, which like gave them motivation to play and wanted them to get better.
I kept playing Halo because the community was awesome. There was a lot of people that I just enjoyed playing with. Found heaps of mates on there, and yeah, it was just great times all around.
After Briz, we just broke apart because, you know, we didn't want to team. The only reason we were teaming was for the sponsorship, so yeah, we just stopped teaming.
I was playing with the community more because Curtis and I didn't have a team to practice with, which I ended up playing quite a bit with SB at the time.
One of the New Zealand teams we scrimmed against quite a bit was Strafing Bullets. That was just another new team, but like since I wasn't really that involved with the community anymore, I had no idea who any of them were. And we'd beat them pretty easily. Like, I think they took 1 or 2 games of us, but I never really thought much of it. I didn't think they were...
Playing with SB, you could see they were a solid team in the making, but they just hadn't quite nailed the fundamentals they needed. And at the time when I was playing with him, Heil kept hounding me about teaming. He was just like, oh bro, let's just team, and he added me on MSN and always talk to me and be like, mate, we should team up. I was really keen, or Ward's really keen to team.
We joined up, played a few games with them, and then after that we started playing together. We were like really keen on jamming. They thought we were really good. Curtis was kind of surprised. He's like, who are these nobodies? And all of a sudden we were playing with him.
At that time Curtis was going to quit the game. He was pretty over it, you know, after that 6th place finish, and he was pretty over Halo. He'd been playing for years, but ended up deciding to come back and play with us. So it was me, Dean, Curtis and Jambun, so that was the TSW.
We clicked pretty well. Things didn't like go perfectly, but we definitely had a bit of a spark that we decided to stick together and become TSW again.
Man 2 stopped playing, so Zero convinced Prod to return. Magician and Darklord joined, creating the new powerhouse team called Divine Timing. This team was Zero's chance to get back at Curtis. The PB vs lateral rivalry remained within these players, and it showed with the effort both put into improving their teams. Divine Timing had a strong lineup, and it showed, beating all other New Zealand teams online, including the new Team Sidewinder lineup. Their trash talk and bad attitude towards other players helped, as they were able to get under people's skins, making wins come easy.
At that time I was actually living with Birdie. We just started jamming a bit of Halo again, and I felt, or someone asked me if I wanted to join their team, or I got asked by Magician and Zero, and then we needed a 4th and we just went with Darklord.
Darklord was always a fucking douche to me. Like, the first time I ever met him, I jumped in a game and he was just swearing at me.
Cam or Darklord, I always used to hate him.
I didn't understand what it was. Like, back then, like, everyone was really nice. And so for a guy to do that, I was just like, wow, that guy's a freaking jerk. And he was always like that.
Very good player, quite cocky at the same time. But then also, the more you sort of get to know him, he's also quite a nice guy.
Magician who was just super cocky, and I can't stand that stuff, man. Like, yeah, it's cool to be good and it's good to recognise your own skill and stuff like that, but he just showboated and he wouldn't shut up about himself, man. That shit just drives me nuts.
He can be alright sometimes, but yeah, most of the time he's a bit of a dick.
He didn't get along with our team at all. There was always just a bit of tension between us and him.
So the whole team, I didn't really like them. But we scrimmed them a lot because they were the competition. Scrimmed them a lot and weren't doing too well. I really hated this team, like, I'm not going to hold back. I hated that team. Zero dropped us, and Prod was part of that as well, so I still had beef with them because of that.
We weren't able to execute properly in games. It was always draws or really close games, and it was just frustrating because I knew we were a lot better than that at the time.
Curtis was like, oh, this team isn't that good, like Owen and Dean aren't actually as good as we thought they were.
We were losing quite a few games against him. It was pretty disappointing. Curtis was being a bit down buzz. He wanted to, like, you know, he'd had enough.
Yeah, I didn't even want to go to the next LAN, to be honest.
On April 2nd to the 3rd, CloudLAN was held. This was the first LAN that a lot of new Halo 3 players turned up to and were able to put a face to the players they had been playing with for years. There were many new faces and plenty of fresh talent. All the players from Halo 2 were now relics amongst the crowd, and it was very clear that a new era of Halo within New Zealand was here. This being everyone's first event, everyone hung out before the event under one roof. Practicing for the event was one thing, but getting to know each other was just as important. These tight-knit community vibes weren't seen since BBS 10, and no one knew that the friendships formed here would last years to come.
CloudLAN!
What up?
Are you having a go, man? Are you having a go? Oh, zero, eh? You having a go? You liked it?
It's good, it's good.
G'day. Having fun? Yep. Yep. Had some good games, eh?
Fuck it!
Coming in tomorrow?
Oh no, bro.
These Halo people, man, they're fucking crazy. Halo, bro. Halo lands, eh? It's where it's at.
Fuck you!
Oh no.
I was just laughing.
Your mum. Oh, you guys are fucked. You guys are fucked.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hey, magician.
One base, one base.
Double kill! I got him! Nice! It's a cat! Boom!
Do another bit. Oh my.
Can you bring it out?
Alright, go.
See, what I mean?
Alright, go. You gotta be more original.
So going into a tournament to play well, my ritual, in all honesty, is give 0 fucks.
To play well before a tournament, a couple of drinks. I mean, if you have a few drinks and you just kind of loosen up a bit, I mean, I find that it helps a lot.
I have to have warm hands.
Basically just try and adjust the chair so it's a good distance, and then try and adjust the height of the monitor so it's a good distance. I'm quite particular about having my setup free from any kind of clutter.
The ritual I have is holding on to my pee. I don't know why. It's odd, but I swear it makes me play better.
I have this thing, I always like rub my hands on my legs before I'm about to get into a match at LAN, because they're sweaty as shit.
I guess it's Christchurch people that have these weird things to do, but yeah.
Do you have any rituals or preparations you make in order to play well before a session or a tournament match?
Yeah, jam it wank.
Mate, you just fucked up. Jokes. Nah, there's no jokes. Nah.
Before I would go online, I would always watch about an hour of pro gameplay, and just that would be before I played at all myself, so that when I did start playing, the last thing I'd watched of Halo over the last hour was, say, Ogre 2 or Walshy playing.
Online, I have to clean my room. I know, it's weird eh? I feel better when my room is clean. Even though I don't like cleaning my room. But I'm in a better mind space if I clean my room.
The other thing is just sitting kind of really square to the monitor, and I can't have anything in my pockets. That's the main thing, man. If I sit down and there's something in my pocket, I can get that shit out of there.
CloudLAN was home to a lot of new teams that had established through the online rounds Oz Halo had provided. Teams such as Second to None, Apex, Chasing Bloodshots and Against All Odds were born and bred in the online realm, and CloudLAN was their first chance to show what they had on LAN for the first time ever.
Corpu was the only actual solid teammate that I had decided on at the start, because he's a nice guy, and yeah, he just said I think he teamed with Mookie in like a double team LAN. He said Mookie's real good on LAN, which was wrong, his shit. And then I don't know how Christro came about, but yeah, so Christro just kind of slotted into the team as a fourth. Hey, I need a team. Let's get Christro, and then that's how we came up with 3 B1H. 3 browns, 1 honky.
What does it mean?
3 brown people, Christro, Corpu, myself, and 1 dirty ass Mookie honky.
My first event was CloudLAN in 2010, and I ended up going just with 3 high school mates, Korath, xASiAN and xAGeNT, and that was like my first time going to any event. I think I just like fanboyed really hard over TSW and Zero basically. I think I had like some big ass, I don't know, crush on like BBR and all the pro Aussie guys. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really know too many people.
Kicking it off with Insomnia.
Oh, I thought my teammates were wicked, eh? They came all the way to Auckland to play, their first event as well. And we came like last. I think we beat 1 team, which was Apex. But yeah, I didn't really care. I just thought it was wicked.
I thought it was me. Oh wow, we're not watching him again. Oh no, that guy got a double. Look out, look out.
It's not.
I remember TSW like walking through the doors and like looking at them and just being like, holy shit, it's like TSW. Yeah, from there I always knew like I wanted to compete, and I wanted to, be in their shoes basically.
I wasn't there really to compete as much. It was kind of, I felt at that time that I was kind of there just to show my face a little bit as well, and still put in a bit of a performance.
On the first day of that LAN, we lost to them in the pool play 3-0, which sucked. We were pretty demotivated, but at the same time, like I always know at a LAN, the first day doesn't matter too much. It's more of a warm-up. I was playing trash. Like some days you just can't play well. No matter how much you warm up and stuff like that, you just have off days. Like some days you play good, some days you play bad. I was playing really bad on that day. It was Bald and Heil's first LAN, so they were still getting used to the LAN environment. That's really tricky because the game plays a little bit differently. Like auto aim's slightly adjusted. It's a bit more difficult to aim on LAN, and shots registering instantly. It just feels a little bit different. So they're still getting used to that.
After that, we were pretty disappointed. We went back to Sammy's house. We talked about it. We're like, you know, we're gonna have to play a lot better tomorrow if we want to win.
Hey, big shot! Stop that! What a name! Top rope! Behind you, Ian! Where? Oh, no shot on Arby! Oh, one shot! Top center, Pax! One shot! Go one! Yeah! Go one shot! Go! No, fucking Jack! Another bottom center! Go one shot! Blue side! I got him! Help me out!
You're lucky, Owen!
I want this night, press this night, wait.
We should play some like piano or something. Full back violin. All day! All day, they suck! Wait, on the flying one shot, last guy one shot. Spawning B, that's small B.
There's only really one play I remember. I remember being on top B, and I was like no shields, and Sharpy comes to try to finish me off.
On the flying one shot, last guy one shot.
And I just go nuts, eh? And I hear like these people behind me start cheering, and I was like, holy shit, such an adrenaline rush, eh? And yeah, from there I kind of knew that I was good enough to do something with Halo.
Spawn B. Do T-Squid. Suck, all of you. Get out. Alright.
There should be awards for this competition.
I'm playing really well tonight. Where the fuck? Getting injured, bro. Lift up. Yeah. 5. So So on day 2 we matched up against them in the double elimination bracket.
Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag drop. Flag stolen. Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag flag recovered. Flag stolen. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag captured. Double kill. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag dropped. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag.
So after he won the first game, I think Owen started getting a bit more confidence back into himself. So throughout the next two, you could hear him yelling out across to them, talking a bit of trash to them, which was I think got into their heads eventually.
Oh my god, gaga! You're such a rainer!
I just remember we were all playing a lot better, we were a lot more confident on that day. Ended up beating them 3-0 and it was just crazy.
Can you smell that shit? That's so bad. That's so bad.
We were all just so pumped up, like that was one of the most energetic matches we've ever played. It was so much fun.
Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag drop. Flag taken. Flag captured. Flag drop. Game over. Flag stolen.
Dirty Turbans, we had a few close games and they just closed the games better. We came third, so that was alright in my book. They were the only two that I thought we may have trouble with. We performed real good. We had some close games with them. Sidewinder was we did good, but they were always a decent amount ahead of us in each game.
Finals are always tricky for us because we usually have to wait for the loser bracket to catch up, so we have so much downtime. And because of that, like, they had all the practice beating through all the other teams.
When teams match each other for the second time in a bracket, often a continuation of the previous matchup will occur, creating a large best of 11 game type series, with whoever wins 6 games first being crowned the overall winner. In this case, Team Sidewinder won their previous matchup 3-0, which means in this continuation they are up to Game 4, with Team Sidewinder needing 3 wins to win and DT needing 6. This replaces the 2 lives versus 1 life scenario usually seen in the grand finals.
And so it started off kind of neck and neck, traded a few games with them. I think we lost like 2 games.
Look at Aaron, turn around. Ooh. Koppen, koppen. Oh, he just used my fucking line.
No, just go fucking away. You'll be able to beat the shit out of you. The best Sidewinder is going to do. Fuck that. Fuck up. I got your back. Wait. No offense, but we're not even real team. I love you, Joe.
Once we kind of warmed back up and we're playing good again, we were just a wrecking ball, man. Like the last game was 5-0.
The final game, Game 6, Onslaught CTF, we demolished them in about 4 minutes, I think.
I just remember everything just clicked. Like in those last 2 games, everything was just happening. You know, we were playing to 100%. It was an awesome feeling.
There were some things said. Prod was not happy. Jambun dropped the best TSW ever, I think it was. Cool.
Oh, he just used my fucking line.
No, just go fucking away.
Which didn't impress Prod at all.
Fuck up. I got your back. Wait. No offense, but we're not even real team. I love you, Joe.
And it was just this outburst from Jambun, just like, you know, particularly towards me, like, you know, sit the fuck down, blah. And I just thought, like, you know, you've already won, like, there's no need to beat us while we're down, you know. And
it was a real dick move at the time.
Yeah, I took that shit to heart, and I just thought, you know, fuck this, and I left the place, and that was it.
But, you know, it was good games around to them. It was a great tournament in the end.
I think the reason I spoke out like that to Prodigy was because he had been talking shit about us at the time, saying the original team they had formed was much better, and if they all came back they'd easily beat us. So that really got into my head, because I was really proud of this team and how well we were actually playing together, and what kind of friends they were becoming. So I spoke out against them once we won.
Oh, hell yeah, I did. How you scraping it up, man? Aaron, do it.
This is like the worst camera work, eh? Oh, yuck, it's insomnia.
Fuck it!
Ooh. Who's playing Pokemon? They're playing Pokemon on fucking Guitar Hero.
Funny, it was Christro 3 series ago.
You alright, Sooth?
Usually at LANs or like MLG tournaments, blah blah blah, people who come to their first tournament don't normally win. Which I managed to do at my first one at CloudLAN, which was unexpected, I guess, because I don't know. It felt good though to win that. It did help having Curtis and Jambun on my team, who are 2 of the veterans of Halo.
CloudLAN was my first actual 4v4 win, which, and looking back, seems a long time in the making. I can't believe I haven't actually. I thought I'd won more before that, but obviously not. So I was actually ecstatic. I'd finally won a LAN 4v4, and I could nail that to my name.
Especially that tournament, it was a real turning point for a lot of people, I think. Of course, that's when Bald and Heil started to come along. There was a real turning point, and a lot of people just kind of dropped out, weren't competing, a lot of new faces, and didn't feel like the same, and I kind of felt like one of those sort of ancient guys there, so I wasn't that motivated by the whole thing anymore. Yeah, after that tournament, I just thought, just leave now. I should have left earlier when I was on top rather than come back in and try and sort of prove myself for whatever reason again. I just kind of put it all behind me after that and just moved on and just started focusing on uni and my career a bit more.
After the dust from CloudLAN had settled, the following event was another installment of XLAN. The expectations from this event were as high as ever. This would be the first XLAN event that most of the newer players would experience, and on the 9th to the 11th of July 2010, the Telstra Clear Event Centre played host to the event. Team Sidewinder were in attendance with their CloudLAN lineup of Curtis, Jambun, Heil and Bald, with other lineups Where Is Your God Now comprised of Zero, Taniwha, Mookie and Darklord, and Once Were Warriors with William 101, Amfour, Slaughter and Hawks.
We managed to win again, which was good. We went undefeated that one.
Pretty crazy for that to happen this far along into Halo. Like, back in the start, it could kind of happen because people weren't really sure with what's going on, but like a few years on, like everyone's aware of kind of how to play competitive Halo, so for a team to do that was pretty impressive.
The grand finals consisted of Sidewinder and Where Is Your God Now battling it out for first place. Unable to make a run for gold, Where Is Your God Now was taken down with ease. At the end of it, Sidewinder managed to go undefeated throughout the entire competition, taking down all other teams at the event and staking their claim at the top of Halo 3.
Mercy, please, God, erase us. I can't take another complication. I can't take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. Such a waste. I can't watch things further complicate. So if it all fails, just throw it back in my face. I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. Wake up to stagnant bullshit. As soon as I escape, there's more stagnant bullshit. This endless propaganda, corporate agenda. I like to think that I'll call you while I whine about it. I hope you won't be sad while I cry about it. So if it all fails, just throw it back in my face. I'm lost in this place, it's such a waste. I can't watch things further complicate.
KZ is the man. There isn't much to say really. He's like the all-round best player. He's the kind of guy that you aspire to, and very nice and humble.
Best brother, NZ. He's my only brother.
Jambun was always sick. Being a member of TSW, he was another guy that I just like idolized.
Heil is definitely one of the smartest players that you'll come up against playing the game. Also insane individual skill. On par with KZ in Halo 3.
Really good player, real underrated player. Like, he's actually fucking really good.
I think Heil is probably like the most consistent player on TSW.
Old Owen or Bald. Yeah, he's one weird guy.
He is Halo. He is the Halo community in a lot of ways.
One of the best snipers in New Zealand, and also nice guy. And he says so much random shit.
So I got a reputation apparently for being beatdown king BDK, because the only kind of quick kill in Halo 3 was 2 shots and a beatdown. So I always went for it because it was tried and proven, you know, it worked. So I always did it, and Taniwha labelled it on me as the BDK, and it just stuck.
One of the things you do would be teabag someone. So you've slayed them, you've hit them to the ground, their dead body's on the ground, and whilst they're respawning, there's that 5-second respawn. They're looking at their dead body, and if you want to do funny shit to it, you could. So one of the common ones was to crouch on them. Pretty much called teabagging. You do a couple quick dirty teabags, and then you'd run off and laugh.
Teabag. Now that's the ultimate disrespect. You teabag me, overs. But teabag's fun. It's tons of fun because after you kill someone, you just teabag them, and it's sort of a sign of disrespect.
With another game wrapped up and a total of 10 Halo 3 events over 3 years, it was time for the community to brace itself for another release in the Halo franchise. Halo Reach was just around the corner, and the community was on a steady rise after such a rough start with Halo 3. Teams stuck together and kept practicing, wondering what Reach would bring to the competitive scene, and wondered if Team Sidewinder would meet their match, as a new game meant an even playing field for everyone to prove themselves.
This is the biggest Halo game that we've ever made. It's really the culmination of 10 years of Bungie making Halo games.
Reach. Now Reach was a game that I know divided the community a lot.
But there were similar things in Reach that were similar to Halo 2.
It was a completely different game again from Halo 3.
When it launched, in my opinion, was utter garbage.
Having a new game was pretty fresh and good.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for me that got me back into it was all the OGs were coming back, so original gamers were coming back to play Reach, and they did. So I was like, man, I want to jump on board.